But did you at least see any parties or been to his parties? The infamous Diddy parties that everybody talks about?
I've been to the parties, but like I said, I don't know. They select you. You're selected.
Be more descriptive.
I'm gonna be more selective. You have to fit a certain description. You have to fit a certain mannerism for you to be led down that hallway with the door.
Money conversations, we've been making business moves. Contemplating how to get it, need to get in tune. Different topics, we got options, you can pick and choose. If more income ain't the outcome, gotta switch the mood. We tryna help you to improve, thanks for asking. Road to riches, speak on broker days and past tense. Wealthy habits, lately I just wanna stack chips. Took a risk and we've been running up a bag since. G-Vast quest, quick to make a couple G's. Detox, spitting knowledge, put you on your feet. Bug out, got the plate, make sure to pray before you eat. At the table with the winners, come and take a seat.
Yo, G-Vaz, what up?
What's up,
Kelly
baby?
G, what's up, baby girl? Detox, what up?
What up?
Prime. Yo. For the next episode of Thanks for Asking, this one is gonna be crazy.
Crazy.
Know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
But yo, before I start that though, the intro and all that, I gotta tell you about my movie on self-destruction. Check it out on Tubi. I always forget to do that, so I had to do that real quick.
Tubi in the house.
But anyway, we gonna go to Philly on this one.
Philly.
Know what I'm saying? Philly.
Philly.
And yo, we got Will Smith. I'm just kidding. Yeah, we got Ness. He came to do his shit. Yo, Detox, drop this shit and start the interview.
Let me get a round of applause, please.
Everybody clap.
For sure.
Yo,
For sure.
Ness.
What's going
My
on?
guy, man.
Thanks for asking.
That's a fact,
That's a
man.
whole fact.
That's a whole fact. You know what I'm saying? It's a pleasure. Make sure you like.
Get your
Like,
shit straight.
subscribe.
You quick to say.
I said it right.
Get them subs up. Hit that like button, man. You already know, man. Thanks for asking,
You
bro.
already said.
Good looking.
You already said. I fucked it up. Oh my God! Don't do that. Yo, E, man, it's a pleasure for you to come down
sure,
here, man. Like,
For sure.
like for real. I mean, were you a second Philly guest? Because we had a father-son rap duo who came down here, but
Oh, yeah, who?
Little Giants,
Giant Entertainment.
Prime, yeah, they up and coming.
I got to do my research.
Yeah, they
Sure.
up and coming.
Philly in the building.
That's a fact. But no, we got Philly in the building.
But what part
Internationally
of Philly?
loan in the building.
What part of Philly?
Where I'm from originally, I'm from North Philly, 17th and Edgeley. My great-grandmother was heavy in the church. She was Episcopalian, so she worked a lot with the community and shit like that. But we was definitely in the heart of North Philly. 17th and Edgeley, I went to Duckery Elementary School, graduated, then went to Prince Hall. So I moved around a lot in Philly. My father was worked for the National Park Service, which is a city job, straight out the Navy. So he had a good job, but he was 5 years younger than my mother. And my mother was a registered nurse also. So both my parents was
Come from a good family. What's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on, man?
And she liked him young a little bit.
That's right down your alley, right?
That Prince Hall was the junior high school or high school? What's that? You said Prince Hall.
matter of fact, it was the junior high school.
Junior high school. Okay.
Yeah, Prince Hall. So my dad, he lived in a fairly well part of Philly, Ogants, West Oak Lane, which is like middle class. So my dad actually owned this house up until I was probably like 12, 13.
You the only child?
Huh?
You the only child?
Nah, I have a younger brother and an older sister. My older sister is by another previous relationship.
Oh, okay.
She's the eldest of the three.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I'm the middle child.
No doubt.
Yeah.
So am I. So I'm.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
We get left in the
Exactly, yo. You gotta.
Middle child syndrome.
cold. Yeah, so
But that's good though.
commits
Because
why I wanted to be an artist, because I always, you know what I'm saying, I had to find something to stick out.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like your therapy going on.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
he said pause. We don't
did,
look
he
like
did.
that. No, why you looking like
I ain't
that,
say
How
boy?
you gonna say why he's looking like that?
He like, I'm trying to get him.
I'm trying to get me.
He can't get him.
Trying to get me. Yeah, so I had a fairly well upbringing. You know what I'm saying? You know, my people's dealt with, you know what I mean, drug addiction, alcoholism. So
Your parents?
Yeah, my parents, yeah.
Which one?
Both of them.
They both was.
My father battled with alcoholism, and My mother battled with bipolarism and drug abuse.
Bipolar. How does that? That's
Well,
crazy.
we didn't know what it was
Yeah.
back then. Now they
they
kind of did.
diagnosed
You know what I mean? So back then, I just thought I had a angry black mom
Yeah,
for a
yeah,
mom.
right,
You know
right,
what I'm
right,
saying?
So when you say, like, how was she acting out in the house? Because we had a
Very physical. My mother was the first out of 8 other siblings. So she was, my grandmother had her at 15.
Right.
Oh wow.
So she was basically like the warden of the house. My mother was the smallest. You know, I'm not that very tall in stature. So my mother was like a little fucking warden, like cracking the whip and making sure everybody, she played the mother when my grandmother was gone. So growing up, my aunts and uncles resented my mom because she was like my mom when my grandmother wasn't there.
Yeah.
She tortured them their whole lives.
Oh man.
So we was never made to be shit. Like me, my sister, my brother, we was always, your kids ain't shit, that type of vibe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Your own family?
My own family. Yeah. And I grew up in a Christian based
Why you
family.
looking like that, dude?
It's fucking incredible. What do you mean? Like, it's so
no.
much. It's so much shit you got to face in the world, and then
Yeah, that's why my skin is so tough. Pause for the industry, because I've already been subjected to it in my own family, being dark skinned, not coarse hair, not having the traditional good looks. I've been through all that shit. So once I got to the actual industry, I was like, you know what I'm saying, I was immune. It was icebox where my heart used to be, because I'm like, I'm already been through.
Like,
You
this
know
is
what
what
I'm
y'all
saying?
talking about is hard.
Yeah, that wasn't hard. Pause.
Wow.
Yeah. So
You don't gotta pause everything. Don't
I'm
worry
just
about
trying to
me.
say, because it's
Just
like
talk, bro.
we in the
You being extra careful. Just talk, bro. Just catch you now.
All right,
You
cool.
gonna be that careful, he can't catch you.
Yeah, so I was born in the late 70s, so that's when the golden era of hip hop was being introduced.
Yeah.
So I rode that whole wave out, the breakdancing, the DJing, the sound bombing. My older sister, which is 9 years older than me, she was graffiti. She the one who really kept me in tune with the latest fashion and how hip hop was moving, how to dress, the Reeboks with the bubblegum soles, the different Reeboks dyeing them, the hair, the mushrooms, the jewelry. That was my sister.
Yeah.
So I got my swag off my sister as far as hip hop is concerned.
The mushrooms and the jewelry.
Yeah, the mushrooms.
The mushroom
The
was a
MC Light,
hairstyle.
the
You
MC
said you got
Light
that from your
yeah,
sister.
the
That was a
MC
joke.
Light.
No, just
I just talk about the swag. You know what I mean?
That's
The
swag.
When I say mushroom, I meant to say MC Light. That'd have been a better visual.
Oh yeah, I get that now.
So good.
That era was the best.
That was the best.
That's a
You
fact.
kind of got like the earrings on from the era.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
love that era. Like hip hop, the culture, the people.
Oh, yeah, that's dope. Let me see. Real fit. That's
Yeah,
dope.
that's
That's
the-
dope.
Niggas used to try to snatch them Jones.
That's a
Right
fact.
off the air. Ooh, that's not
Lobe
pretty.
and everything ripped. and
Word,
everything.
that's not pretty.
Word.
Oh
Fuck
my
that thumb.
God.
So I grew up in
Sometimes
the
you
era
get
where the
around
Green Beret was still kind of like patrolling the subways in our city. I don't know if you
Green
guys
Beret?
had that.
Yeah,
Green Beret.
Guardian
yeah.
Angels? Was it Guardian Angels?
Well, we called them the Green Beret.
Yeah,
But yeah, the
red
Guardian
on. You talking about
Angels.
Guardian Angels?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I didn't even know you had them. In
Yeah,
the
we
train
had 'em.
station?
We had them.
Wow.
I remember going to church with my mother and actually seeing them patrol the subway stations. It had gotten that bad in Philly at a time.
Yeah, we had them over here. I thought that was a New York thing.
Yeah.
I never know that.
No, Philly is really close to New York, so we kind of share the same things.
That's
Like
right.
with the
Yeah.
Malcolm X and the Mosses and all that.
Yeah.
We
I'm
got
not
a
surprised.
really
Yeah,
rich
yeah,
and
I'm not
Muslim
surprised.
culture.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
That's
Sure.
a fact.
Word. What kind of kid were you like though? Like were you
Conflicted. And I grew up in come from a Christian background, so they school and academic was forced on me. So we had to do good in school. We got our ass whipped. So I come from there where we was actually getting hands and feet put on us. Like my mom would crank me with the iron and it wouldn't be considered child abuse.
That's
it would
a
just
fact.
be considered
That's a fact.
disciplining
Yeah.
your children.
That's a fact. Yeah, that's all.
And so, I came from that era. So I grew up with the fear of my mother in my heart, not the fear of the guys out in the street.
Yeah.
Like she was the only worst thing that can happen to me at that
that's a
point.
fact.
Mom Dukes better not find
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
That
yeah,
type of
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, I'd rather deal with somebody in the street than come home and have to deal with her.
That's a fact.
God damn.
That's a fact.
Damn. So when you say conflicted, what you was getting into trouble, or were you?
I got in trouble later in my life. So like I went to a all academic, well, a pre-college high school, Central High School. I went there. DJ Drama went there. Cassidy and Bill Cosby. So it was like a pre-college Tory school for high school kids. I had to actually take a test to get in. So I was real smart as a teen, as a preteen going into my young adult years. But I mean, getting into fights. I mean, robbing people, stealing people out of. Stealing money and things and belongings out of people's locker. I didn't graduate from Central. I was left back 1 credit. So I had to repeat my last year in my neighborhood school, which is John Bartram High School.
So you was in school?
Yeah.
With Cassidy?
Yeah, Cassidy.
DJ Drama?
Yeah. Yep. When Bill Cosby was an alumni, he actually came there and visited my classroom that I was in. At a young age.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. A lot of iconic people.
Was you word? I feel like I seen one time. I forgot what this DVD was, but it was on a DVD. I think you was on it. Freeway was on it.
The whole affiliates music group is from Philly. Don Cannon, DJ Sense, DJ Drama. They all from Philly.
Don came from Philly.
They went to Clark. Yeah. They went to Clark and never came back. Right. They met T.I., Jeezy, Derek Jeter, all them, and then that was the beginning of the. I mean, they whole career down there. So they are from Philly. Went down there, went to Clark. They never came back home.
I mean, I can see why.
DJ Drama. All right, yeah. So that was basically that, and me get kicked out, and I started selling drugs, and then I ended up catching a charge around 1997. I fought it for 2 years. Ended up copping out to a plea, 11 to 23 for my first felony. Was a drug charge.
You said 11 and a half to 23?
Yeah, which is county time, which is like mandatory for first offenders with felonies.
Yo, them Philly laws is crazy, if I'm not mistaken.
It's Commonwealth, ain't it?
Yeah, they can make their own shit up or some shit like that, right?
Yeah,
doing that shit, selling drugs 3
like
to life.
Y'all got loose cannabis laws here. I mean, it's not actually, permitted in Philly to sell marijuana. Like y'all had smoke shops, we don't have that. You still have dispensaries. You still have to have a medical card to actually go visit the dispensaries in Philly. You can't sell.
It's not for recreation.
My last charge, which was I'm not afraid to say, was in 2016. I caught a charge for selling marijuana in Philly.
Really?
Yep.
It is.
And the judge said, "You cannot sell pot in my city." That was I remember him saying that.
Wow.
So that's where it's at in Philly as far as marijuana is concerned.
But a lot of Philly artists, they do come out here a lot to get,
No, for sure, but it's like it's not as loose as his like up here. We could smoke in front of the police.
Right.
Not out there.
Do you ride to Jersey? Do you go to Jersey to get weed, or how does that work?
Jersey is kind of in limbo too.
Yeah.
They have the laws there because my man, New Jersey Weed Man, shout out to New Jersey Weed Man. He has a dispensary right across the street from the Fed building.
Right.
And they was did a lot of political campaigning not to get his shop shut down because of his distance, like directly across the street from the Fed building.
Right.
And he was selling pot and mushrooms and shit like that.
Right.
Yeah. I guess for them it's like almost a slap in the face, like you doing this shit.
Yeah, but weed is like, you know what I mean? It's like they didn't. I was over in actually in got a chance to be in LA last year for 420. Oh man,
you was down there for 420?
420.
It's different.
Oh my God,
I was down there for 420. I bought an ounce of weed for $60.
Wow.
Yeah,
it was fire.
Yeah, and I'm an old guy, so I get public assistance. So I use my EBT card. It was cut in half. I got it for $30.
That's a real story.
That's my real story.
I got my EBT.
Disclaimer: some of the biggest drug dealers are still on public assistance.
I know. My point was that you was able to buy weed with your EBT card.
Yeah, I didn't know that was.
And medical. I don't get cash. I get SNAP and medical.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you bought weed with
You
your.
can't get the cash.
Yeah, only white people.
You bought weed with that right?
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
No, so I didn't know that you can buy weed.
You can buy anything you want, baby.
Yeah.
You can even buy a car if you want.
You can buy a car with SNAP. With an EBT card, it's like goddamn, like almost it's like a ghetto black card.
You might be able to.
For sure. And I'm not scared to say it because I had a health scare back in 2016. Right. I'm asthmatic and I'm bronchial. And then my blood pressure got so high that, you know what they say, if you ain't coming today, you was gonna die. Yeah. So Now in Philly, they just give it to you. If you got serious medical conditions, they just give you county assistance without you asking for it, as long as you meet the criteria. So it wasn't like I got online and tried to, I had a health scare, I went into emergency, they did the diagnosis. Yo, your shit is to the roof. You need medical treatment. Here, take the county assistance.
Right.
You said you asthmatic. How was COVID for you? Because I know that was dangerous.
I caught it before, actually, in May. I went to had a battle. I battled Jay Mills, which is crazy.
Wow.
Right.
He did the rematch in Atlanta, May 5th of 2019. When I came back, I had it for 2 weeks, but it didn't announce it until March of 2020. So I you know, it was that thing going around. It's something bad real going around. It's hard to shake. I had it and almost killed me. Like I called the kids like, look, kids, daddy is not looking like I might not wake up tomorrow. Like it was bad,
That's
but
crazy.
it attacked my already pre-existing condition.
Especially bronchitis and asthma.
Yeah, because Fred The Godson had it bad like
He
that
had
too.
it bad. And then he, I mean,
passed away.
Long live Fred The Godson. I mean, the weight didn't help him either.
That's a fact.
Ooh,
That's a
man.
fact.
Oh man.
And he was fire. Shout out to Fred.
Shout out to Fred Gordo, one of the most firest lyricists from the boroughs.
Right.
How'd you get into rapping though?
I had actually befriended another guy from my complex. I lived in Barton Village. When we moved from North Philly, we got Section 8 housing. My mother moved into public housing complex out Southwest Philadelphia.
How old were you at this time?
I was 11.
Oh, 11, right.
I was 11.
You started rapping.
Started rapping and I started off, you know, like how we all are, singing the raps off already the radio. And then when you learn your raps, then you get the courage to start writing your own material. And then it went from there. But I had befriended a producer from my neighborhood his name was Black Key. And he was already kind of like deeply rooted as a 5%er, you know what I'm saying, and all that. So he was going through that whole path of his life, but he kept a seed planted with music. So they had the equipment. So me as an adolescent, they invited me to come up there and start artist developing me. And I guess I learned bars, song structures, choruses, bridges. And so that was like my first delve into actually being a hip hop artist. So they selected me to be a part of the group, which was like a super group before the Wu-Tang, which had like intricate groups within the group. That's what we were. We was called the Bum Rush, and I was part of a two-man group, which was a bigger part of the Bum Rush. So sort of like me and my guy Dreon Dilla was like Raekwon and Ghostface, but we was still in Wu-Tang.
Okay.
You felt you was nice at the time?
I was nice, but I was young and it was affecting my grades, being that I was going to an academic school. My mother pulled me out the group. So then I was snatched out the group, so I had to go solo. Thence, henceforth, when I started my solo career.
When you believe you was nice, though? Well, I mean, for you as a kid, you like, I'm good now. Like, you going around.
The battling is the
15,
the first
16 around the era.
Did you battle anybody? Because Philly seems small to me.
Philly is very small compared to.
Well, Pennsylvania is big. That's what's crazy.
Yeah.
Philly is small compared to New York, but it's like it's only, you could get through Philadelphia within 30 minutes from 95 south to 95
straight down
north.
Broadway, right? Straight down.
You'll be through the city on the way on the New Jersey Turnpike. It don't take that long for you to ride through the city.
Now, I asked that because I'm sure you ran into like some of the Philly got a lot of famous people.
Well, I got locked up. So the year that the industry came and took all the Philly artists, I was incarcerated for the 11 at 23. When they came and got Beans, Eve, Most Wanted, Major Figure, that was that 99, 2000. I got locked up June of 99, and then I was released May 17th of 2000. I didn't make the band until 2002 of September. So 2 years fresh out the pen.
So as soon as you came home, basically you went to...
Yeah, but see, Black Key had already landed. I was already moonlighting Black Key. I was already signed to a production. I was never really signed directly to Bad Boy because fresh out of jail, I signed to Black Key's production. By that time, Black Key had met Hip Dog. Hip Dog was a close friend of DMX coming out of Yonkers. So he was cool with Jadakiss, The Lox, Mary J. Blige, and DMX. So he landed two big records on the Great Depression album. Who We Be and We Right Here, those two records
biggest
are
hits on them shits, man.
that's by my close friend that grew up in Southwest Philadelphia, Barton Village Projects.
That's dope. Word, that's dope.
Oh, so that's how you? Because I remember you saying you almost could have signed to Bloodline.
That was it. So my other lane that I was like banking on was Timbaland. Miss Jade was signing his Beat Club imprint.
I remember Miss Jade.
And he had a manager. She had a manager by the name of Man. Man was managing Roscoe P. Coltrane that was signed the Pharrell Star Trek imprint.
I remember Roscoe P.
Boo and Man was Most Wanted. They was also signing Pharrell's Star Trek imprint.
Where was the not to change this up, where was the youngsters?
The youngsters the youngsters, okay, so I moved around a lot in the complex. And the last place that we moved to, I shared the building with a guy named Colonel. He lived on the 3rd floor. Me and my family lived on the 1st floor. He was related to LG the teacher. Lawrence Goodman was the pop of Karan and Taj, which was the youngsters. And the other guy was like the cousin or something. So I had got like comfortable with, me hanging around the studio with them and learning how to write in songs and just get my writing shit up by, like being under his tutelage at the time. So we hadn't broken to the industry like professionally then. Yeah. But we was like on a come up as far as the underground scene was in Philly.
That was knocking at the door, yo.
Yeah.
So how do you get to be on Making the Band?
So none of those avenues worked. DMX kept having legal trouble, and me and the thing with Timbaland never materialized. Then I just was trying every avenue. By me being with Miss Jade, she was promoting her song Ring Ching Ching with Nelly Furtado on 103.9 in Philly. That's like the sister station to.
What about that? What about my Ching Ching Ching?
Yeah, so she was promoting that song on the radio. I went up there with her. I was asked. I was given the opportunity to freestyle live on the radio. The program director, shout out to Jay Black, took a liking to me. We switched info, and he was like, yo, anything that come to Philly, I'm going to keep you updated with, because I fuck with you. So when the Making the Bands competition came to Philly, they did it with that radio station. So I got one of the first calls to come out and audition for the show.
That's dope, bro. I ain't gonna front. That's dope. That's super dope. That's super dope.
Planting seeds, hoping that, one of them would, definitely, nurturing or something.
What did you, when you first heard Making the Band, like what was you? What
it was whack to me. The whole concept was whack. But you got to understand, I was fresh out of jail. I had fucked up my academic career. Yeah. It was looking bad. I was on paper. I was on the run on the show. I had went AWOL on my probation. Like I told you, I just got out 2000. I made the show in 2002. Wow. I had stopped reporting. I was giving it hot urines and all that. Yeah. So I was on the run on the show.
Oh wow! So
it got to a point where they kept coming to my mother's address, saying that
so you was the first AK-47.
Yeah, they just didn't highlight me and Dyline had the same situation. They just highlighted everybody had a storyline that was Dyline's storyline, but I was one of the guys like breaking off from the physical training that we had to do, saying, yo, Philly keep calling me. It's like leaning on my mother and stressing her out. I gotta go back to Philly to handle my legal trouble. And they sent me a letterhead saying that I had potential to make the show. And that's what got me. I was basically in their care, in their jurisdiction after, Philly jurisdiction gave them permission to let me stay in stay in New York and record the rest of the show.
That's
so when people say, Ness, you was, like my brother Fred always, Ness, you always would, like go with the system. Like you wasn't, you wasn't with us. You wasn't the inmates. You was like with the CEOs. I only could rebel so much because anything other, the motherfuckers would send me back to Philly into a fucking cell. So I could wild out with y'all, but so much. So when they be like, yo, what the fuck you doing? Like, we can just send your dumb ass back to Philly. And you can go to jail.
Right. Now it makes sense.
So that was my kind of like, I was conflicted.
That's
God damn.
But like being on Making a Band, you started a lot of shit. Like we got a glimpse of artists like with reality TV.
Yeah, for sure. Well, they highlighted the fights because that would drew the viewers in there.
The fights is real?
Yeah. The fights was for real.
Who did you dislike the most?
I didn't dislike anyone. When the cameras is off, it's just like regular black people. If they remove all our separate phones, we only can use one phone. We got to stay here for the next 13 weeks. Just us, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people in here. We're gonna rip our fucking heads off.
That's a fact.
That's just human nature.
Yeah.
And you got to see that.
Yeah.
You got to share one phone.
Did they prepare y'all for what y'all?
There's
what's
no
gonna
preparing.
Happen? Oh, that's it.
And they kind of like isolate you from your crew, your people, your niggas, your management, your bitches. So you just in there like on house arrest with 5 of the motherfuckers you never lived with
This
before.
shit is like Survival Island.
So what I said, just to answer your question, when the cameras was off, we was the best of friends. Kumbaya, we buying each other food, smoking weed, having the best of time. As soon as the cameras was on, the slightest thing said to one another is up.
So let me ask you, so that wasn't producer driven, like the fight. Like,
everything was Puffy did the deal. The camera start rolling. It was no structure. It was I did the deal. I got the money. Go.
You know what? I think that might have been the earliest when it first started.
That's why we got the infamous cheesecake walk. He didn't know what the fuck to do. He didn't know what to do with us. You see how it got better every season. The girls was riding around in drop top Bentleys in Miami, and then the day 26 they had them elaborate, living lavish somewhere. We was the guinea pigs. They signed the deal and then start rolling.
Right. So what was
it
like
wasn't
the conditions?
they gonna do A, B's. It wasn't written. It just was. I'm just telling you, it wasn't scripted. Yo, sign a deal. Boom, give me the money. Roll.
Go like crazy.
Yeah. Did y'all get paid?
Yeah, we got paid. 13 weeks every season.
How much?
First season was like 1,000, and it went up 500 every season, and then we got 500 per diem. So it was like 1,000, 1,500 the first season, 2,000 the second season, and then 2,500 the third season
per episode.
Per week.
Per week.
Week.
How many episodes a week?
13 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
So roughly 30,000 every time we did a season.
And y'all had a deal coming to y'all from the show.
Free
so
clothes.
That was cool.
Were you able to do your own thing with music wise? Like
no, not at that time. The industry wasn't like how it is now, where you could kind of like be free spirited and kind of drop music and You're like kind of like the label now. Back then, it was the hurry up and wait game. Don't leak ball your records. Don't leak your records out. It's not mixed. It don't have the overdubs. You're gonna fuck up your situation. To now, they are almost like begging you to release music. Whatever's gonna catch fire, they're like, put it out. Content. When before they used to be, hold up. It's a way we trying to do this. We trying to line you up right. Not now. Back then, it was more. We had more fear of what the label would bring down upon it if you did some shit outside of what they didn't want you to do.
What you mean, like they would just shelve your whole shit or something like that?
Well, you don't know what they do. You're just scared, like whatever they'll say.
No, you wouldn't know what they do, because I'm sure you've seen it probably in other scenarios and stuff where you.
Yeah, it was solely based upon the artist solely was dependent on the label and the label structure, the label's plans for marketing and promo, recording budget for you. When now you can kind of craft your own character and kind of be in the driver's seat for that.
During that time, I think you said they was mad at you for like a
but because I was familiar with the linguistics from signing a production deal with Black Key.
Okay,
we had to sign a production deal because Ed Woods, which was his manager, his lawyer at the time, which was also Nick Cannon's manager, Ed Woods, rest in peace, Ed Woods. He ended up passing some few years back. I couldn't move. Ed Woods couldn't shop my demo around to the labels without me having legal representation and being binded to a contract with Black Key. So when Bad Boy came in, I was already signed to a production deal. So they had to sign me through my production deal that I was already signed to. By me being familiar with the linguistics and the language of the contract, I seen some things that didn't sit right. And then I withheld signing until they went back in and renegotiated and gave us better terms of the contract.
Ooh.
Okay.
Were they mad at that? I mean,
of course they mad at. We all broke. We waiting to get a check. So we waiting. We doing all this walking the cheesecake, public humiliation, and we ain't got no money yet. Every time we didn't really get the money till we was recording third season. So y'all think we had got the checks, but we ain't. Yeah, I mean,
wow.
TV is always.
Yeah.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Work.
Hold on, he trying to exercise.
Get paid.
Wait a minute.
It's always like that. It's work. Get paid next year.
No. Hold on. You had to wait 3 seasons?
3 seasons. We didn't get our...
So y'all watching this shit dead broke?
Dead broke. Every time we went back home, broke.
Y'all fought a lot about money.
We had a new wardrobe. We had a new wardrobe that was that we never had no money.
Wow. Right.
They were trying to make us sign for $7,500 total.
To
all
split,
6
right?
members.
6 people?
Yeah, and when I seen that, you know, I really wasn't familiar with everything in the contract. When we start seeing a different number, I'm like, hold up, 6 divided by, and then this other, like I said, by me knowing the linguistics and how it go down, your lawyer gets a percentage, your manager gets a percentage. So we was basically, we wouldn't even have fucking ounce money after we got finished paying everybody.
Yeah.
And it's funny because the IRS, they don't tax you on just your little 70% cut or whatever.
Nope.
They tax you on the whole thing you made.
The whole thing. So it went from a pathetic $7,500 to guess what it turned into? $150. We all got 25 apiece. That's what it shot up to.
150,000?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
From 7,500.
Because Ness.
Let me give y'all insight on the game.
Mm-hmm.
They don't pay you. You have to ask for your money. You have to complain and throw a fucking fit about your money. That's what the industry is designed. You have to ask for your money. Even though they know you did the work, just like the shit that's going on now. When people coming out, I wrote this and I didn't get paid. The game industry was designed for you have to chase your money down. It's not, they don't just, yo, you did this, here's the check. No, you have to chase your money down. That's how the companies become more richer. They keep your money in escrow, it builds interest, bang, boom, you don't forget about it. You might track it down, you might not. That's how they get rich. They keep the money that you never asked for and don't know that you owe. I seen $6-figure checks up there with Jadakiss and them name on it they never got.
Wow.
What?
6-figure checks with
always
Jadakiss
like
name on
the
it.
dopest artists. It's always.
That's in Puffy office?
Yeah.
Okay. So you want jerking though?
It's funny we had.
Yeah, they know that though. Puffy told me he got jerked. It's a jerk and you got
jerk
sting.
world.
Right.
It's
I got
jerky jerk world.
I said, Puff, why is it? Woo. He said, Ness, let me keep it. I'm gonna keep it tall with you, bro. I got jerked. Russell got jerked. We all got jerked. Then we had to get it right. He said they had me doing shows for $2,500. When he said my suit was too shiny for hip hop, I had to do spot dates in clubs. They was offering me, Puff Daddy, $2,500 to come perform hits.
2,500?
Yeah, he said they got that dark for me.
Wow.
People try to push me out the game. I had to rebuild my whole shit. He said nobody give you anything. You have to take and ask for everything and chase your money down like a fucking hawk. He told me that.
Right.
Damn. So let's talk about Puff then.
That's right. Let's get to the meat of potatoes.
Let's get to the elephant in the room. Let's get to the elephant in the room.
Oh my God, I'm trying to get.
Let's get to the elephant in the room. Yes, sure.
Because you've been there.
Y'all been there.
Of course you're gonna get questioned. You know that.
And making a band, you got him lit like to a different level,
no, for
especially
sure.
with television
After the shootout at the club and all that, Puffy was trying to revitalize his whole image.
Yep.
So what best way to give 6 hopefuls from the fucking hood, 6 nobodies, an opportunity to make a fucking super group.
Yeah.
So it was almost like an image makeover for him also. Let me give 6 kids from the hood a fucking opportunity to be fucking prominent hip hop artists in this vast industry.
Was he giving you game during the process and stuff
every
like
time?
that?
Every time. That's why a lot of people speak out about Puff. That just wasn't our experience with me and him. He always respected me as a lyricist and as a writer, and that's what kept me up there from 2002 to 2009.
Well, did you at least see any parties or been to his parties? The infamous Diddy parties that everybody talks about?
I've been to the parties, but like I said, I don't know. They select you. You're selected.
Be more descriptive.
I'm gonna be more selective. You have to fit a certain description. You have to fit a certain mannerism for you to be led down that hallway with the door?
Hold on.
Yo, don't do that.
I'm giving it to you real. You have to fit a certain description, a certain mannerism, a body type, a type of mannerism, a type of mentality for you to get led down that hallway with them doors.
Somebody said a pretty looking boy.
Time out.
Wait a minute.
Time out. What I want to ask you at that time, like why? Why am I being excluded from this? That didn't like raise your antennas of that?
Me being young, and at that time I just wanted to be famous and I wanted to be a superstar off of rap music.
Yeah, but something
You didn't want to be in those parties?
Hold on. Something's behind that closed door, right?
Bro, but it wasn't out like it is now. Yeah. It's not.
Yeah, but you want to know.
You can go on the internet and
but he's probably not looking at it.
It's not out like it is now. It was still taboo. Nobody was speaking on it.
Yeah.
You couldn't speak on it. You didn't have a network of people that could huddle up and talk about it. Yeah, that network of people outweighed yours by far.
Yeah.
You would get pushed into a little corner talking about who's this and who's that.
Yeah.
You would run into a brick wall because it would be those on the other side.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying.
Let me keep it a bean with you. The way they attack you is through photo shoots and video shoots. They send in the stylists. If you're getting your hair braided, one of those two guys might be not the way you think they should be. And if you're showing them the most love and yippity yappity with them, that's the battlefield. That's where they see, oh, he had a lot of rap for the guy over here.
Right.
He's one of them.
All right.
That's
what I'm talking about.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They can see who it is. Who's who.
Yeah, they just Ness, I wear my pants off my ass. I wear jerseys. I smoke weed all day. I'm bringing bitches in and out the house. Ness is not the candidate.
That's right.
Ness is not the candidate for the bullshit.
You wasn't like that.
Nah,
So
I'm not the candidate.
Let me ask you this. Who out the group of that, who y'all was with, was kind of...
I don't know. I was paying attention to the bitches.
Let me shut up.
I was paying attention. I'm just giving you the Shark Tank. That's the Shark Tank.
So who's the one who got led down the hallway?
Me. Look, I ain't gonna. You ain't.
In the group.
Who you heard?
Who you heard?
You thought Chopper went down there?
What you don't understand is military exercises always. Even a walk of a cheesecake was a military exercise. They don't understand that. You do it in boot camp all the time. You get up and you walk 3-6 miles and you run through whatever. It's just building our endurance. We're flying in and out of different continents, different cities. It might be cold in Detroit. Then we fly to Miami. It's hot. Got to build up your endurance, your stamina, your immune system. So walking just really opened this up.
You think the cheesecake walk was a good strategy?
Yeah, it was a good strategy.
Really? Because TV too.
It's a military exercise. I'm gonna bring this group of people together by me being the villain. So that's gonna bring them together.
That is
because they gotta be on the road and sell my product.
That's a fact.
So they gotta hold each other down.
That's a
so
fact.
how can I do that? I'll be the villain and they'll band together against me.
That's a fact.
Get it now?
That's major pain shit. It's like major pain.
It's a military exercise. Oh, I wouldn't walk, but the people you do it every fucking day. You walk for cheesecake every day. If you work for UPS, you walk for cheesecake. You're getting up early in the morning to get on the subway and ride and work for somebody you don't want to work for. You're walking for cheesecake.
Yeah.
If you hustle for somebody, dope, pills, weed, fentanyl, you're walking for cheesecake because you don't own the business. When you don't own the business, you're walking for cheesecake. I did it one time. People do it all fucking year.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Puffy said he would do anything, or you said Puffy is the type to do anything to win. What does that mean?
Here's the scenario. The infamous, when he had the thing down in Howard and people got trampled and all that. The Howard University shit.
I thought that was up here.
No, that was over here. You talking about Heavy D back in the day?
Yeah, Heavy D.
That's up here. That was City College.
City College.
No, but something else happened in Howard
It did.
Okay.
Yeah, but the main one you talking about, you talking about Heavy D was City College.
Yeah, so the point I'm trying to make, he was a party promoter.
Yeah.
So he had established himself as a party promoter during his college years.
Yeah.
So one of the years he tried to do something, it was at Capacity. The fire marshal came with, dressed to the T, the big boots, the big coat with the mud on them. Puff is a story told to me by D-Dot that Puff got down on his ground and kissed his boots because he didn't want the fire marshal to shut the party down.
Wow.
And he got down and kissed the fire marshal guy's boots, and the fire marshal still shut him down.
Wow.
Wow. God damn.
Wow.
So I kiss your boots if you don't shut us down tonight.
And he made him kiss his boots and
he
still
made him kiss his boots
and he still shut it down.
After he kissed the Converse and all that. Kissed the Converse.
And it's crazy because in this business, everybody used to say, when I like watching him, he's one of the most powerful men.
Puff is a beast. People talk shit about Puff, but Puff is a beast. You're not willing to do what Puff do. Everybody talk about his sexuality and all that, but I seen that man stay up 2 months at a time straight, no sleep. You're not going to do that. You're going to get rest. That's why he got the los that he got, and that's why he going to be all powerful, because he sacrificed his body to get that type of stature and to get his position like that. You're going to go to sleep 8 hours of the day. He's going to stay up for the next 3 weeks doing business deals, not get 1 ounce of sleep. You're not going to do that. That's why he got the los like that.
That's a fact. Y'all still cool now?
Yeah.
And I said that. I said at the end. Remember the last show? I said at
it's
the end
it's
of
a
the day,
definite. Your
he's
body
not going
pays the
nowhere.
price.
Yeah. That's a fact.
You know what I mean? Your body's going to pay the price.
Right.
But to become a millionaire, you have to shorten your hours of sleep.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So if you slept more hours than you was up, you're never going to be a millionaire.
Because it's always money. Always money to get. You know what I'm saying? And you got to master your craft. And
Me, I know I'm a lazy nigga. I like to have fun. I'm not going to stay up 2 weeks at a time doing that shit. It takes a different person. I want to enjoy my life. I don't want to have ulcers and all types of health conditions staying up 3 weeks at a time chasing money.
Yeah.
Yo, the way the show ended, man, I was a little upset because we couldn't really hear like all that stuff y'all was recording.
We was assholes. We had a golden ticket, like a Willy Wonka ticket to a whole situation. We was picked straight off the street, no artist development.
Yeah.
We all looked at like shit. We all thought we was full of ourselves. We thought we was the shit. We had a humbling process. We was supposed to do a second album and we got disbanded and we got broken up. Me, Chopper, and Babs was selected to stay after we got disbanded. We was on a probationary period. I ended up getting signed solo to a solo deal when he got his new distribution deal from Warner Music Atlantic in 2006. So I was on probation from 2003 when we dropped the album to 2006, and he gave me a solo deal on Warner Atlantic Music Group.
And why didn't that work out?
It's just the way that the music was changing. You know, the internet was coming in, and the way people process and purchase and buy and receive and download music was changing. And the way that the system was up there, if you didn't have a hit record, you wasn't coming out. But really do it.
That was when you had that
really
song
does
about
a black
Hood, right?
Man, yeah, really does a black man work for a vast company like that where the actual founder and CEO keeps him there. I was up there from 2002 to 2009. And the only reason I was up there was because of Puff. If anybody else would have ran the company, I would have been 86th.
Yeah, early.
So he kept me up there. 2 albums, on only 1 album, 2 deals, living expense. So, you know what I mean? It's reasons why I don't go publicly and speak out against him, because he gave me the game and he gave me that it's a cutthroat business. It's a cutthroat business. It's a cutthroat business. And it can change at any moment. And people say, well, it didn't work out. It wasn't never supposed to work out. The making a band thing is similar to the American Idol joint. They own everything. So by exercising another option to even give me a solo deal shows that he really fucked with me. Because that was supposed to be a one-off thing. After you got locked in with that deal, you wasn't supposed to be
right.
Like
renegotiate. It wasn't no renegotiate. It was like American Idol. Once you get locked into American Idol, you become an artist of American Idol.
So you kind of didn't get jerked from
no. I actually got more than what I actually bargained for was supposed to get. Yeah, I mean, I had a phone free that they would pay for. I got $3,000 living expense. I was just making $30,000 a year just to record every year.
Damn. From then to then, and then you was probably doing shows.
Doing shows, and I got another advance. And before he went to Interscope, which was the label that Cassidy and all of them was on, I was supposed to get another advance. He called me personally on my phone. He was supposed to give me another advance. I never knew you could do that. So he was still teaching me shit.
Wow.
Up until the day that he went into his new situation. The only reason I couldn't go over there, the way he structured the deal with Interscope made it a stipulation that he couldn't bring any new old artists from that situation over to the new situation. He had new signing power for all new artists.
Oh man.
So he kind of argued for Cassidy to go over there, but you can see how you know,
we see why he.
We see why. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this, man. I'm gonna go on a lighter subject real quick, but
For sure.
why you didn't think of this cheesecake shit years ago?
Because
B?
we run from it, and us black people, we always like to run from the negative shit instead of embracing it.
Right.
I thought that shit is so
It's always
ingenious.
supposed to
Like,
be the
That was a
opposite.
dope idea.
Yeah.
That's a
It
first.
was always supposed to be the opposite. We was running from it. We was being shunned a lot for it. Hip hop didn't really we faced a lot of turmoil for that. Hip hop is thought we was like kind of like bad, spoiled, privileged kids that just didn't get it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the Hood Fellas even actually gained the buzz off of us, which was another group that was signed to Bad Boy at the time. And when we came and kind of took the attention from the building, they was put into a crazy situation. And what was told to them, well, put out a mixtape, diss them. And then they made the infamous cheesecake. And the way that we was depicted in hip hop, they championed the Hood Fellas in the Cheesecake song over our actual single that was out at the time.
Wow. That is
man,
great.
I really got the short end of the stick of that one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dylon was saying recently that he felt that Dave Chappelle joke kind of ruined his career. And I guess he took a special offense because he was like, I never said that.
No, he never said that. But the reason why Dave Chappelle played Dylon because Dylon didn't show up to the tape in the Dave Chappelle show. It's just simple as that.
Oh, he was supposed to? I didn't even know that. Wow.
If he was there, he would have been.
Or he wouldn't have had to make a parody.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the whole reason why he played Dylon, because Dylon pulled the Dylon. He didn't show up. Like he wasn't showing up on the show.
That's a
Yeah,
fact. That's a fact.
So his what I would say, his
Wow, I
his
never knew
rebelliousness made an iconic comedian make a parody of an iconic character.
That's crazy.
His own assholeness made Dave Chappelle.
He said, "Oh, you want to do this?
Yeah,
I got you."
make people remember.
Y'all was on the show too, right?
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah, because that was the one with the Cambodian
that's
breast
right.
milk
Yeah.
and all that shit.
Word.
So Dylon, that just was typical Dylon. It was like we wasn't mad.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, Dylon not here. Give us the money. So we would split his money. So wherever he didn't show, we would break down his end.
Oh, that's
So we was happy when he didn't show up.
Oh, that's it.
So it was like, Dylon out here, bet. More money. So we would always split his cut
Just business, baby.
every time.
Why was he showing up? Like you get to speak to him
Who
after
knows?
that?
Who knows?
Yeah, no reason.
Who knows?
But with the battle rap thing too, you got kind of infamous off of that show too.
Yeah, that was a seed I planted. I always dreaded battle rap because, you know what I mean, I had been doing this so long in Philly. And by the time I made it to the major leagues, I wanted to play like a major leaguer.
And you didn't want to be pigeonholed.
Yeah, I didn't want it to be labeled as a battle rap trying to
Yeah.
make records.
Yeah.
So I was trying to get out of that. But, you know what I mean? Puffy kept pressing me. He wanted to do the rematch with J Mills season 2. I just wouldn't do it, which was ironic. I ended up battling him May 5th of 2019 for money on RBE.
That was a good battle.
Yeah.
That time when they dropped the band,
Mm-hmm.
like, what was that experience in your life like?
Life changing. I was down to my last couple $1,000s. I was still on probationary period. I went out Long Island, recorded some tracks with Doe Fat. Doe Fat did about the production on the band album. And we kind of just did cut some demos, kept playing it for Puff. Puff got impressed and gave me my second situation. But the way the situation happened was, you know, my money got low. I rented a car, went up to the office in, you know what I mean, New York, down the street from where he had the hand up on Broadway. By that time, I was a sweetheart of the label. So, I mean, I didn't get the same type of energy that the Locks would get when the security would see me. I'm Ness. Ness, Puff up there. Go see him. Go out at him. So when I would come up, I would get like, kind of like a Moses Red Sea Park straight to Puff. They would tell me where he at. Opposed to me, opposed to them like, no, we don't know where Puff at because he's always took it a liking to me. So the way I got my solo deal was just straight man to man. I walked up to him. They told me where he was in his office. We had to sit down. I asked him, did he think I was an asset to the company? He said I was a big asset. That's how I got my second solo situation. I mean, my first solo situation.
So when did that? I heard you went through like a IRS thing, like you had to owe some money for stuff.
Yeah. So what happened was when we was doing a lot of shows as the band, when you become a group like ours, they kind of LLC us as a group. So then we get a travel agent and shit like that.
Yeah.
So we was doing a lot of shows. The label would tell us his promo. So for all you artists that get signed to these labels, be wary of who you pick for your management team, because the management team was running that fucking promo. You doing this for promo game, but we was really getting paid. That's crazy.
That's
So it's like, no, this is from y'all promo for the label. Promote your album. We up there performing. We got the bottles. We just throwing champagne on bitches. We getting free clothes. But we don't the management getting a check.
Wow.
And they breaking down. They chopping the paper up in the back while we just getting clothes, champagnes, and crab legs.
Wow. That's
And
crazy.
you couldn't sue them or something?
No. How we gonna sue them? We don't know. We collecting these monies. Until the end of the year when the IRS said, y'all made this much, y'all responsible for this much taxes. So I was in trouble with the IRS for like 20 years. I just got out of trouble with the IRS. They had put a lien on all my royalty statements. So that's how I would pay the IRS every year, through my royalty statements.
God damn.
And it wasn't Puff, it was the management. It was Mel Smith and it was Phil Robinson.
How'd y'all get that management?
They picked them. I wanted to pick Blue Williams, the same management that was managing Outkast at the time. But they picked Phil Robinson because he was so close to Puff. And their strategy was,
a bad idea?
It was a conflict of interest, but their strategy was that he was so close to Puff and that he had came in, which was, he just was a whistleblower. He was sent in to befriend us. I don't know if y'all seen Fire. You ever see the movie Firestarter with Drew Barrymore?
No, I never.
You remember that movie?
Prime, you remember that? Prime remembers that movie.
Well, they sent some guy in. She had mental powers, and he sent some guy in to befriend her, but was working with the system. So at the end, he shot her. Yeah, he tried to like kill her, but he came and befriended her. Yo, yeah, you're cool, and we're gonna help you with your powers. So that's how they sent Phil Robinson. Y'all need to calm down. Y'all need to come together as a group. You, Ness, you're the leader. Fred, you're the leader. So they always would put us against each other, because Phil Robinson would come in. Today, Ness, you're seeming like the leader today, and then tomorrow, Fred, the way you just spoke, you're speaking like the leader of the group today. So they always keep
got
us
all kind of infighting because
of that.
that.
Yeah, it's all mental. It's all mental.
That's
all mental.
Yeah, you had a few fights in there, man.
Yeah, the fights was just normal because, you know what I'm saying, we just was in the small spaces for long periods of time, and we had no connection to the outside world.
Ain't nobody smashed the chicks or nothing. Ain't
Yeah,
nobody
because there was
smashed
some baddies. Yeah. Well, it was some baddies on
You
there.
can talk about it. It's all good.
Sarah was married, so I respected their thing.
Yeah, she was married.
And Babs was kind of like more like hood, like Rod Digger, Remy to me. And niggas in the hood don't smash, and we get them chicks to beat up chicks we got problems with.
And Danity Kane, the chick from Danity Kane.
D Woods, and who else? I
forget the girls. I
forgot her name. But yeah, they was cool. But they came after us. By that time, I was already had my solo deal, so I was already recording for my album and recording for Press Play at the time. I had a writing credit on Press Play, which ended up to get picked up by Burger King for a commercial, and Men in Black 4 just put it in a movie 2 years ago.
That's dope, bro.
For sure.
Some real checks, man.
I definitely wanted to ask you, what's that ghostwriting like, man?
I mean, a song is 200%. It's 100 mechanical royalties and 100 overseas royalties.
Okay.
So it's broken down. The producer gets 50 automatically, and then the writers break down the other 50. So if you wrote the hook, you get most of the other 50. If you wrote the hook and all 3 verses, you get all of the 50. So if you got different writers on there, it breaks down the percentage.
Okay.
How much you wrote is how much you get paid. So that's why you be like, yo, I wrote the hook. So I wrote the hook on our first single. So I'm the one who got paid because I had actual verse and a hook. So I did the most writing on the record. So as soon as some of the other group members say something that I said, that becomes the chorus, then I get writing credit for that being the chorus, which means I wrote most of the record because you hear my writing parts more.
That don't create like in fight.
Yeah, we was in there fighting.
Because everybody
I
wants the
wrote
hook.
this. I wrote the. I wrote like. I wrote this. I wrote that.
Like, I can only imagine
Yeah,
the
we was
60
fighting.
y'all.
Yeah,
Wait,
we was
he
fighting.
get the most because he on the hook. No, I'm making the hook
So
now.
now you start understanding how you get paid from the music business.
Yeah, right.
The most you write, the more you get paid off the record.
Yeah.
Right.
So now we in there now we in there recording solo records. Trying to, like, yo, this y'all like this, y'all? Feel me? So I was kind of salty because Chopper was the only one that had a solo song on an album.
Oh, wow.
So I was penalized. Like, nigga, you the top rapper of the group. You the leader, and you don't have a solo song.
Yeah.
What's up with you?
Wow.
Why
Why
you think
didn't
they
you
did
have
that?
one?
I just was enjoying my fame and my notoriety and my money.
yeah.
Wait, you didn't make a solo song?
I made a song, it just didn't get picked. It just didn't get picked. Everything is approval.
I would have thought
This
that.
beat, these rhymes,
Okay. And they piece it together and
yeah,
make
like
what they want.
Yeah,
But
That shit
I
sound
would
like Motown. Motown was
exactly.
like that.
Yeah.
That's the music business.
Word.
But I would
When
have
you hear a
thought.
finished product, it went through so many levels before you heard it. This thing's called overdubs, and that's where Stevie J got famous at. He comes in and plays live instrument over the track, over the TV track. So he's playing the piano, the live guitar, the drums. So that's when you hear and Ready to Die, when they on the train, you hear the and it sound like it's a movie. That's Stevie playing the guitar and the piano and the xylophone over the actual TV track. It's called overdubs. Live instrumentation. Dre specializes in that.
Yeah,
Dre will
Dre
bring a
shit is
whole
crazy.
band
Whole orchestra
in,
in that
and then
motherfucker.
they'll do that.
Symphony and do it over.
Word.
Yeah, it's called overdubs.
What's the name? I figured they did Chopper because at that time music was heading into a down
The
south
South
direction.
was running shit, so
You know what I'm saying?
that's where they kind of like directed their attention to more. That's why it was 2 Southern rappers in the group, other than 2 East Coast rappers in the group. It was leaning to more towards the South. South had the game in a headlock.
What's your relationship with Chopper and
We all cool. We try
Fred?
to do a reunions tour every fucking year, but egos get in the way, just like we was on a show, and we never get to do it.
But the money there though.
But I each got a personal relationship with all of them, and they still my brothers and sisters. Even though we might fight, argue, and disagree, I will go to the end of the earth for any one of them.
Yeah, I even have like a regular reunion, just like we just gonna meet up. I can't even do that.
Nah, it's just the same recurring problems that we had on the show.
Yeah.
Missing flights.
Yeah.
And just the miscommunication that we had on the show. Egos.
20 years later?
Sometimes Chopper say he want to put that behind him. Then other times I miss my brothers and sisters. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And then fuck that shit. I want to put that shit behind me. I'm tired of being known for that. And then that's the type of same problematic things that keep going on with us.
Yeah.
But even lyrically, as an artist, I feel that you don't get your praise and stuff enough. Now, yeah, but there was a time where
For sure.
lyrically you fire.
It's just the thing in hip hop,
Extra
man.
fire.
Some of the greats never get they flowers, and I've embraced that. Maybe I might go to my grave when niggas not me saying I'm one of the dopest lyricists, but goddamn, I'ma try
That's a
to my
fact.
last day.
Let me say this though. Sometimes, right, I didn't realize how dope you was until you I don't know what that's about. Like you got this thing there that it wasn't
Social
noticeable
media,
at first, right?
social
And then
media
it
has
started.
taken the filter off how we see people.
Maybe.
You
I
can't.
thought you was dope
You
for
can't
my hood,
blackball
but-
nobody no more. You
Right,
like what you
can't.
like.
Right.
You don't like
Now
what
that's
you
fire,
like.
kid, you dope.
Back and before, they can control your visibility. Now with social media, they can't.
Right.
I'm as likely to blow up for somebody punching my face as to me punching somebody in the face. You see what I'm saying now? It's a revolving door. So they can't, as fast as somebody can bash me and cancel me, they can uplift me. It's just simple. So with that being said, yeah, I'm a dope lyricist, but it took social media for me to be unhinged and unfiltered, for me to just drop content for people to see how dope I was. As opposed to a label saying, wait, we have to do your build-up record and put you on promo run and put you on radio promo. Now I can just do podcasts, talk my shit, drop my album, pop my shit, let my nuts. I mean, that's how it is.
Let me ask you, what made you go back to battle rapping though?
I always kept a seed planted there, and I noticed back in 2000, the early 2000s, it was gaining momentum again. Smack. 2008, I was asked to battle My Sign, in the World Series of hip hop.
Classic battle.
Right,
World Series of hip hop,
right.
New York versus Philly. So I seen. That's the first time I seen people actually charge the consumer to come in and watch battles. Once I seen that, because Joe Budden was there. I mean, rest in peace to Maserati Fox. Cuban Links was there. It was like one of the top podcasters was there watching me battle my sign, with being Joe Budden. So when I seen that Joe Budden and Mickey Fax was there, I was like, this is big. It's growing. So I decided to keep a seed planted there up all the way up until now. A lot of the artists were staying away from it because they did it so long. Me, Reed Dollars, Joey Jihad, a lot of those guys was kind of staying away from it because they had built such of a drawn out career doing it on the DVDs.
Right.
Once they got to a certain level, they was trying to leave it behind. But I noticed where it was going. And you know what I mean? And just
You always had that eye,
kept a seed planted there.
You got the
mad
band, the
battles,
money.
bro.
You know what I'm
Mad
saying?
battles.
You said you was the first one to get paid. Like,
Being that I had a deal before I battled my sign, I had the leverage to make them give me an advance of $5,000 towards the prize money. The winner was supposed to win $10,000, and the winner was supposed to win $25,000 and the loser $10,000, guaranteed. So I gave them I made them give me a $5,000 to advance towards the prize money, whether I won or lost.
Yo, speaking of battle rappers, we had K Shine on our show. A couple.
I don't want to speak to him. We in a long, drawn out thing. We try to talk it out. People keep bringing me up on their podcast.
What happened?
They backdoored me. We was about to get into something. I mean, I said his name through a battle. I just don't want to speak about K Shine.
I wouldn't even go ask that.
I didn't know. I just don't want to speak about K Shine. I mean, a podcast, they try to bring me up in there and they asked me about him, and I gave my honest opinion. And he kind of ambushed me and jumped on there, started screaming and hollering. I just don't even want to talk about it.
Oh,
You and him never battled though, right?
Yeah, we battled.
Yeah, they
we battled in
battled.
Philly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I lost. I wasn't well prepared.
K Shine nice. You gotta be prepared for K.
I figured that it was a Philly. Listen, hold on. It was a Philly-based label,
Yeah.
and at that time they was playing outside talent more than they was playing Philly talent. But it fell on me because I got in my feelings and didn't prepare like I should, and took the L.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Do you go spectate other battles?
For sure, I love the culture. I fly out to Atlanta, here, there, and go watch it when I'm not even on the card getting paid.
Heckle people's shows and shit.
Huh?
I said heckle they shows and shit from the side.
I don't heckle. I just love battle rap. I love the intensity.
Yeah.
It's some of the most purest, cleverest form of hip hop ever.
That's a fact.
Shit's like boxing.
Yeah,
B.
it's
Like,
like boxing. Like, I literally have a physical, like butterflies in my. I get physically, like
Anxiety, like
when I'm about to battle and then like I'm not fighting or
Right.
You know
No,
what I mean,
it's like a ball game.
Yeah, it's
like
so safe.
Right.
Like, but I still feel like this can affect me. It can affect how people book me or do business with me after this battle.
I got a question.
For sure.
We battle rapping, right? Who you can name that, like you just said, K-Shine, that you lost to?
I mean, I arguably lost to nobody really because I have a core audience and I'm giving you the honest opinion. Somebody in North Dakota, a white boy in North Dakota, sitting in the fucking DJ academic chair is going to argue up and down that I never lost a battle.
That's a fact.
And I lived through those people.
That's a fact.
So I would never get on any platform and say I lost anything. Now,
ask you
I didn't do so well in some battles? Yeah, but I've never lost.
I got you.
Can I ask you a question? Well,
Think about that.
can we talk about that old solo battle?
Old Solo was one of the dope artists.
I thought it was dope.
Dope artists.
You know what I mean? I thought you was gonna win that one. I ain't gonna
All
lie.
right, but listen what I understand. Hold on. Win, lose,
I
or draw,
promise you.
I understand the business.
Right.
They pay me for a routine. I come up, get paid, I look the part, well-groomed, dressed to the T, jewelry, drip, know my rounds. I have a routine. They're paying me for my routine. That's why I get paid for a routine. Win, lose, or draw. Also gonna do his routine. Ness gonna do his routine. It's gonna make for good content. We're gonna go home.
That's
safe.
right.
Is it right?
So I'm not paying to
I ain't
beat
gonna
anyone.
lie. This
I'm not
my
paying
opinion.
to. I'm not
This
paying
my
to
opinion.
beat my opponent. I'm paying to do Ness.
But sometimes I tell you who you did dirty though.
Am I lying though?
No,
That's why they pay me.
That's a fact.
I have a routine.
That's
There's
a
no
fact.
other from Sexy Red when she get up there twerking, or Ice Spice doing the same walk back and forth. There's a
That's a fact.
routine. That's what they're paying me for. When I go outside of the routine, they won't book me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So when I stop being Ness, win, lose, or draw, Oh man, I think Main Man got you, but you did your numbers.
Right.
That's all they want to see.
I watch your battles, right? I watch your battles, right? And what I think sometimes, like, if you don't go first, like, I would think you lose, but you don't. That's what be ill. That's what be ill about you.
Being that all my thing was all my shit was publicized, I call this a Ryu form of battle rap where I'm always on the defense. Ken is an offensive character. Ryu is a defensive character. I'm always battling from defense because it's so much shit built up in my name. The fight, the walk-in,
that's a fact.
the fail, the quote-unquote failed rap career. So I'm always fighting from behind.
Right.
Pause.
Right.
Quote-unquote.
Right. Cheesecake, all that.
Yeah, so I never had a clean slate in battle rap. I always had
They always have
dents in my armor. It's always you did, and if I was you, I would have did this with the opportunity. I would have did this. You fucked it up. You fumbled it. I'm always fighting from behind because people are always going to have that over me saying, "I would have did this if I was you."
That's a fact.
Right. No, you wouldn't have did it. You would have fell by the wayside and I had made it half where I made it to.
That's right.
And be able to deal with this shit
That's
mentally.
a fact, though.
You would have
after hearing so much
you would have exploded day 3.
That's right.
After hearing so
Because
much
I understand,
of
not
what
to
you
cut you, I understand me and Puff are not from the same neighborhood. He ain't from Philly. I'm not from New York. It was a business transaction. Outside, I don't perform outside of that. There's nothing to talk about. Yeah, we built a rapport, but the act of doing music business, I underperform my contract, I'm out of there.
Yeah.
It's a revolving door. It's no different from any other industry. Football, sports, NFL, anything entertainment, you underperform, you're out of there. I don't care who you are.
100%.
That's a
Production
Am I
over
lying?
tolerance. Production over
You
tolerance.
underperform, you're out of there.
Yeah.
Let's get this guy.
Some businesses faster than others.
Yeah.
Before we move off that subject, hold on. I just want to say, though, you
Okay.
disrespect the E Heart, though. You know what I'm saying? We love E Heart.
Shout out to E Hart. I battle E Hart 2 in the 1 rounder. That's my baby. E Hart. Shout out to E Hart. E Hart is a dog.
She was kind of fire, too.
E Hart is a dog. No, I'm going to give it up. I'm not a hater.
Yeah.
You even see me reacting to some of my opponents' bars with some of my battles.
Yeah.
When you say some hot shit, it's universal. It's hot. What I'm gonna say? It's hot. The fuck?
You know what's so crazy to me? You know, they like you said you always on the defense because they always got something on you.
Right.
However, what was it? Making the Band was like 20 years ago.
Yeah, but people always remember the negative. They're always gonna
No,
They're always
I
gonna
wasn't even
yell.
gonna go there. I
They're always
wasn't
gonna
gonna go
yell
there.
your losses and whisper your wins.
I wasn't even gonna go there. My thing is, 20 years later, they're still saying your name. They was just talking about you with Drewski and Gilly the Kid and
Benzino. Benzino's
you know what I'm saying? Like they still was talking about you.
That's what I'm saying. People are always going to remember when I got beat up in the 3rd grade by that bully. They never going to remember when I beat the guy up. I got my lick back and beat him up when there was only 3 people there.
That
They
don't
always
even
gonna
matter though.
when I got taken advantage of in front of. You know what I mean,
that shit don't even matter.
it
though.
does matter.
Why you
because
think it matters?
It lifts other people up. Like you took that L. Let me keep reminding you. In case you forgot, that's just how. That's human nature.
We in the era of clout,
That's
though.
human nature. Let me remind you of that L so I can feel good about myself.
You ain't lying. That's how it
Let me remind you every day.
Word.
They'll post me in a fight 1,000 times. I was trying to
hurt
NTF
people.
it so I would get money off of it. They do the thumbnail with me in the headlock in the compromised position all the time. Every year, no matter what I say, no matter if I embrace it, they're gonna post it every time because it's just me in a compromised position. It makes me look bad, and it makes people feel good about themselves. They would never do that to me. I would never been like that.
But
you gotta deal with it.
My thing is this: how many people would pay to get that level of notoriety now?
The same motherfuckers they say.
Wait, because I know so many people want that.
They say they wouldn't will walk up and down fucking Nostrand Ave for no money at all.
Exactly.
Count the steps and miles you walk without a car. If you don't have a car and you walk daily. You walk for cheesecake the whole day. You didn't get paid nothing. There was no incentive, no promise of a record deal. You just walked the hood the same distance I walked for that cheesecake for no money. You walked around a project. You went to the liquor store. And you, am I lying?
No.
Hold on, Ness.
You walked the very same steps I did.
Hold on. But it's the dignity of it. That's different.
What's the dignity of walking the hood?
No, but you talking about somebody that doing that all day. There's no dignity.
It is dignity. If I leave my girl crib 6 o'clock in the morning and I'm out all day and I come back at 11 o'clock with no money, is that the same thing? Is that not
it's kind of
the same thing?
It's kind of different though. Cause
it is the dignity. It's the same thing. I got the same 24 hours that you got.
Yeah, but
I work and we got kids in this motherfucker. You mean to tell me you left out here 6 o'clock in the morning?
You come here with no money,
and you came back at 11. What did you hustle? Did you hustle the money?
I can't do that.
I can't face my woman like that. I can't face my woman.
We're gonna agree. This is the side right here because we're gonna keep the show going. We're gonna agree to disagree with your rationalization about how
it's the same thing.
We cool with that.
Give them
I understand your standpoint.
It's the same thing, bro.
I know what you're saying when you say
it is a dignity.
Like you paying money anyway for your time and all that. I guess you could kind of stretch.
So how is walking for
way.
cheesecake different from me hustling for a nigga, the big homie in the hood that got all the money and all the ratchets? And I'm giving him, I'm risking my freedom, and I'm taking penitentiary chances, but I'm giving him all the money at the end of the night. How is that not the same thing? It's dignity. I'm doing all of the legwork, and I'm not getting a lion's share of the money.
Right. That's why we fight to be honest.
But because I'm selling drugs, it's quote unquote okay.
Right.
And let's not act
am I lying? This is the same thing.
Let's not act like the big homie.
Go do something because they don't have no other plans for you. It's not like you know what you had to do, and it's like I tell you what you could do.
There's no other plans.
Go to Junior's.
And I know
where the
people
fuck is Junior's at? It's that way. You figure the fuck out. You keep walking straight.
What is that the difference from you working for Big Homie and somebody across town is moving against him and he send you on a crash out mission?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
It's the same thing.
It's just
you protecting the business.
That rationalization
is the same thing as the mob. They don't pay you to kill. That's your job. They don't pay you to kill in a mob. That's a myth. You don't get contracts unless you're outsourced. If you're in the mob and you're from Italian descent, killing is part of your job description. Ain't
no way I'm arguing with that.
So if you're not being outsourced, it's the same thing as walking for cheesecake. If they're not paying me for my time every time I do something, and I'm being outsourced, that's called outsourced. You're walking for cheesecake.
No, but I think what they're saying is just like you was compromised on camera, but you're saying there are people. Anytime you work for somebody, there's going to be a point in time you're going to be compromised.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So
it is the same thing.
You don't want to do. You want to do shit you don't want to do.
You know what's crazy about people that they don't understand? You've been compromised before you even was able to make their own decisions.
I agree with that though.
Once you get a social security card and a birth certificate, you've been compromised.
That's a fact.
What are y'all talking about? Y'all walking around compromised all day long. Y'all just don't know it.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
Every time you pay for something, you have to go in the bank and show ID. That's you've been compromised.
Yeah, that's a fact. But isn't that a difference between knowing?
You just think you have no dignity.
Hold on. You gotta let me say between knowing. Let me sit down. Between knowing and not knowing, that's the difference. Knowing right there, you like, oh man, this against my dignity right there. But not knowing, you might do it more like that. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference of it. No, like he's saying, you don't realize,
because you know
for
what?
example,
like he's saying, that drug dealer, that whole situation you set up, when you start thinking about it in the grand scheme of things, you are correct. But most people,
that's a fact.
while
I
they're
ain't
doing it,
wrong.
are not seeing it that way.
That's
exactly.
That's right.
That's not my fault. They're not seeing it that way. They pick and choose it. They pick and choose it. They got picks.
You're doing one out of
subconsciously,
and one
right?
not knowing.
That's subconsciously.
That's the difference.
And you technically right, but that's done being done.
But they don't feel it like how you feel it. Hold on, you gotta let me finish.
No, I'm not.
You gotta let me finish. You'll feel that dignity right there when the nigga asks you right there instead of doing it unconsciously. Know what I'm saying?
Why? Because they have made it comfortable for you to feel like that.
Of course.
And they made it uncomfortable for me to feel like what I did is uncomfortable.
You're being tricked.
But it's the same thing.
That's why people say I wouldn't do that because they feel like dignity at that point.
But they do it every day because
you're right.
people do not go to their job and mouth off like the white man. Who is the white man? The white man is just a man that the white man put in a position to tell you what to do. Who the fuck is he? Without that job, he don't have no boundary over your life. Who the fuck is he? They trained him.
Yeah.
They taught him how to do it. You're born nothing. So nobody can't tell you shit because somebody had to show you.
Yeah.
You don't just join the military being a fucking marksman. They had to show you. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
I didn't disagree with you.
I had to teach myself how to rap. I wasn't born an MC.
Yeah.
I had to get it and write some whack shit and then keep doing it,
But
doing
at
it,
11,
doing
though,
it,
you-
and doing
you-
it.
you
I might
talented.
have the natural ability, but
did.
you have to hone. You have to
I agree
hone.
that,
Yeah,
but you can
yeah.
hear that you had natural, especially the
No,
fact
I
that
just
you
like
started
I
so
was
young.
smart and I like the English,
Right.
reading and writing. Once you understand literature and words and what they mean, it's up from there. All I got to do is what the words know, how to spell them and what they mean. I can use them in a sentence perfectly. That's all rapping is. I know how to spell these words, I know the meaning, and I know how to line up syllables. It's English literature. And I was an A student in English literature.
Oh, he just took
works
you out of school.
Hey, yo, you don't got no argument with us out there, bro.
No, I was a fan of Greek mythology. That's why I'm a big comic book fan. That's why I make a lot of reference to a lot of the Marvel and DC comics in my rhymes, because that's the closest thing to Greek mythology. Zeus and all that, Dracula, they come from Greek mythology. Hercules is from Greek mythology.
Yeah,
Hercules
yeah,
was a Marvel
definitely,
comic book character. He's actually a hero in the Marvel comics. Hercules.
Yeah. We gonna change directions.
What y'all want to talk about, man?
I want to talk about
I love your energy, though, bro. Don't worry about it.
I want to go into Kanye West, and you being a part of that writer's circle. And
I signed an NDA. I can't talk on that too much, but for me,
just tell me
for
what
me rebuilding
Yeah.
a following from the freestyles on Instagram, I was brought to his attention, but I was already friends with him. I invited him to come submit beats for the band album back in 2002. We was recording in the Village, and Mr. Bentley threw him out and then signed a Good Music 2 years later. So I was already a friend with Kanye. I've been a friend with Kanye for 25 years. So he found me back through Instagram, my freestyles, and then he asked me to come on and be part of the writing team.
I hear his process. I think I heard one time with RZA. RZA was just like, the level of focus he's on is just unmatched.
No, it's unmatched. I mean, he loves music. As far as I'm concerned, for him to be at his level of success, and for him to love hip hop as much as he still does, is incredible. And that's what inspires me.
Going through what he went through the last year or two, Adidas driving him basically he had nothing to
He's
now.
still resilient. He went independent, still has the #1 album.
I was about to say he got a #1 record and a #1 song.
Yeah, so it's like
the #1 song too. Like
he's a culture fucking playmaker. That's all I can say about Ye. And he really cares about his people. Everybody that's employed by him is either family orientated or family. Down to a security.
Yeah. Consequence was he go to bat for him.
Shout out to Consequence too.
He was getting at Talib on
He do, yo.
Yeah.
Word.
Shout out to Esso and Heineken on Battlefield, but he was on there going
That's
crazy.
a fact. Word.
We love those dudes over there,
Word.
man. For real.
That's a fact.
I want to talk about your On the Radar.
On the radar.
You bodied that.
That's
I
a
like
fact.
the On the Radar. They
That's
kind
a
of cater to
fact.
the more younger generation, but I do like that they give, the Bennies, the Nesses, the Meat Mills a platform too. Because
We have to,
you know what I
because
mean?
the kids gotta see.
I actually think I could have did better on my radar. I didn't know how highly publicized it was, so I was on it early. But I wish I could have do a
You got
read-over when
stupid on that shit, though. You got stupid.
But
Stupid.
you know what I mean? One thing I could say, man, Puff taught me a lot of shit. And the reason why, you know what I mean, I'm back in the game like I am now is because back when I was recording music for Puff, he would make us write 5 verses per verse.
Damn.
So 5 verses for the first verse, 5 verses for the second verse, and 5 verses for the third verse. And only would pick 1 verse.
That's
So I would
good,
have 14 other verses. So with all these surplus music, I start, you know what I mean, being able to, you know what I mean, experiment where, and one thing he taught me is writing the beats I don't particularly like.
Wow.
That helped me too.
What does that help you?
Because when you hear a beat you do like, it's going to be easier.
Me either. I never thought
I
of
never
that.
thought of that.
Yeah. So I would write longer, and I would write to
good.
beats that I particularly didn't like. So now when I hear something I do like,
It's
I'm
easy,
faster
right?
and
You
more
got more
clever
motivation
and
for
more
it, right?
sufficient.
Yeah, that's dope. That's
Military
dope.
exercise again.
Word.
That's endurance for that
That's
ass.
a
You know what
fact.
I'm saying? Oh my God.
All these things to help me. All those things were you too rapidy. You rap too much. You too much rap. When Jeezy and the trap era was out,
Yeah.
I was still holding on to these same qualities, and they was being shunned upon.
Yeah.
To
Right.
now where we're in the year of the lyricist is like
Yeah, you
I'm the hottest thing since pants with pockets. You just got to stick around for your time to come back around.
Did you and Benny ever do a record?
Yeah, I got a record on my Ness and Friends album. Ness featuring Benny the Butcher. It's called Trifecta.
Oh, Benny.
Produced by Head
Shout
Ice.
out to Benny
Produced by
Butcher.
Head Ice.
Shout out to
Head Ice?
He's one of my favorite
Fuck
rappers.
out of here.
He's one of my favorite battle rappers.
Yeah, I love Head Ice.
For
Oh
sure.
man, yo.
Dope.
Yeah, so yeah, I learned a lot of shit from Puff and those things. You know what I mean? That used to be at a disadvantage then, or at an advantage to me now.
That's
So a lot of the reasons why I don't do the whole Gene deal and all that shit.
Yeah.
Some things I did see, some things I didn't see. I never seen no homosexual acts. Man, you know what I mean? A lot of people have been telling me from my past, from my previous interviews, maybe I just wasn't the nigga type, and that was fine with me. But I never,
with that.
I never seen no sexual, and I never been tried.
Yeah.
When I was in Puff's, you know what I mean, presence, whether we was close quarters
Yeah.
or, you know what I mean, in the midst of a group of people.
Yeah.
That's just my experience with them. I don't know what other experience he got with people. My experience.
Yeah. That's all you can
Wasn't
talk
that.
about.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Because you wasn't as tight.
Yo,
The Philly sound, the new cats coming up, the Leaf Wards, the Quanies.
Leaf Wars, the Quanies.
The
Yeah,
little
it's a
buck.
drill scene. Drill scene has taken over as far as the younger generation is concerned.
Right.
So it's almost we had a space where they actually talking about doing something in the raps and they go actually doing it or doing something and talk about what they just did. I come from a different era. I uplift lyricism, cleverness, wittiness, storytelling. So I'm a hold on there to those and let the youngins be the youngins and do their thing. And if they want to cross promote and collab with me, fine. Like I said, that's why I rap to shit I don't like and rap to all different types of beats per minute of music so I can catch all flows and do all things.
Yeah.
I mean, I think when you younger, that's what I like about the
So
drill.
another exercise, not to cut you off, what I would do is get the beat CDs and write a 16 to every beat, whether I liked it or not.
Okay, well,
and
you just keep writing.
that's how I would keep my pen sharp.
That J-Arm CD all day.
J-Arm, Sycamore.
Yeah, Sycamore.
Yeah,
Oh
right.
shit. Yeah,
Sycamore, right.
I remember that.
So that's the way I would do it.
But
Keep
I like them
myself
because
sharp.
they do a lot of energy. Like
For
it's
sure.
like pure
No, for
energy.
sure.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened when you got that teenage angst from like 15.
I love the drill music.
Yeah.
They all sound alike. Some of them, you know what I mean,
do sound
are,
alike.
are more highlighted than others.
Yeah.
I like Kyle. Of course, I like D-Thing.
Osama.
Osama.
Yeah.
Of course. Ice, of course.
Yeah.
A couple others that I be fucking with. And that's just is what it is. I just like the energy. It's just like when we was coming up doing a drug dealer rap and our parents were saying, "Oh, doing that." It's the same thing I hear about the adults saying about the drill music. The same shit.
But
The
I
same
like the fact
storyline.
that they're reaching out more now to the older artists and stuff like that.
No, for sure. You start to see
That shit is dope.
5-Yo do shit with Meek, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
so
dope.
they starting to, you know what I mean? Ice Spice this shit with Nicki. So it's kind of like they starting to, you know, cross promote
You
and
know
bring
what I
those
want
two
to
worlds
ask you,
together.
bro? Like over here, our old school rappers like Big Daddy Kane and Rakim and them, we still get
Rest in peace to Granddaddy IU too.
Right.
Rest in peace.
What about y'all old school rappers like EST and
They
all
locked
these dudes?
up. Steady
Oh,
B
they all
locked up for the
yeah, I
armed
know Steady
robbery.
B and them all
Cool
locked
C.
up, right? Because we don't hear nothing about them.
3 Times Dope.
3 Times Dope. They
EST
all
still
locked
write
up?
for Beyonce and all that.
Huh?
He got major songs on
Oh,
Beyonce.
EST still right here?
He still do
See,
big
that's what I'm
songs. for
saying. I didn't know
Beyonce.
that.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
And what about
EST write for Beyonce.
Cash Money and Marvelous? You remember them?
Nah.
That's before your time, probably.
Nah.
That's like they sound like
He
Will
around
Smith.
our age, G.
Yeah,
I'm around the age.
but that's it.
Yeah.
They sound like Will Smith and them. They had the ugly people be quiet. They all from Philly, like around
Yeah,
that time.
but that time has long gone. It's so sped up.
Right. And
Yeah, I mean,
Schoolie
it's
D,
so
that's
sped
done.
up. Schoolie D, he's still a respected elder statesman, but he's so far removed to this generation's
Definitely. Okay.
hip hop. I would know and pay homage.
Okay.
But Diddy
Most of them
Osama
won't,
would
but you
see him and
understand who they are.
you're
Right,
like, who the
right,
fuck
got
is that
you.
over there, man?
Right. I got you.
They're not touted in the mainstream media.
And to some effect, it's not their business to.
Yeah.
I mean, you really have to. I'm a hip hop historian, so I made it my business to go find. But these guys, it's not their business to go find. It's just the way it has elevated. You know what I'm saying? Out with the end. Out with the old, in with the new. It's always been a natural transition of power.
But I think as they get older, I think I would hope.
Only my generation say
to them, man.
respect
that's
to the
what I'm
niggas that
saying.
came before us. That's long gone. Even with the street niggas, you caught 4 bodies, you shot up a bunch of niggas. The first thing young niggas gonna say when you get home, I ain't with that shit. I blow old head off. You know it. That's the mentality. We don't give a fuck about them bodies, old head. We don't give a fuck you. Yeah, you built like a fucking ox off the motherfucking, like with Paul Bunyan and shit. We'll shoot the shit out you. That's just that's the climate. We don't care. Show me today. That's it. You only good as the work you put in recently.
Update your resume.
Yeah,
That's a
gotta
fact.
update your resume.
That's a fact.
So same thing goes for me. If I don't come up with the freestyles, if I don't keep battling, I'm gonna fall by the wayside. Somebody's gonna fill that position.
That's right.
It's just like that.
That's right. That's
E,
right.
what's next, man? What's next?
I got the cheesecake popping.
You ain't bring no cheesecake in this
I ain't bring no
motherfucker.
cheesecake.
Oh, need some cheesecake right now,
I got the cheesecake popping.
Now I gotta go to Philly for the cheese. Y'all got a
We gonna
store?
do part 2. In my
Right,
studio in Philly,
Right.
I had a whole rollout the cheesecake.
Please.
That's right.
I had the waitresses.
We don't
with
fuck
the-
around. We'll
I had a
come out.
waitress-
We will come out there.
I had a waitress with the aprons on and all. I roll it out for y'all.
We come
man.
out there.
I roll it out.
That motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm over there in that market a lot, man. What's that? The terminal market over there where they got the
Red
food?
Terminal.
Red
Red
Terminal
Terminal,
market,
yeah.
right? You far from over there?
Nah, I'm probably like 20 minutes from there.
Yeah, meet me over there with the cheesecakes, man.
I got you. Yeah, but I don't believe in none of that shit, man. I needed cold hard evidence, all that shit, man. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers have stayed around for 10 years being abused. I don't call that abuse. I call that compliancy.
Right.
So, you know what I mean?
Word.
You know what I mean? As far as other people's being implicated, I need to see some facts. You can't be if you have a sexual preference, somebody has to know.
You talking about Puff?
Anybody.
Anybody.
Because they making allegations on everybody.
You just don't pop out being homosexual. It has to have a paper
We talk
trail.
about that all the time.
It has to be a paper trail.
Yeah.
Somebody from the hood said, "Yo,
Right.
he was doing some things that I wasn't comfortable with prior to you."
Yeah.
Somebody saying, "Yeah,
That's
dead
a
on
fact.
that."
That's a fact.
Okay.
fact.
So I don't
They
get that.
just jumping on his sexuality. I think that's
I don't get
corny.
that.
Yeah, I
That's
think I don't
corny.
care about that
They're more
either.
focused on that. Even with the girl.
I
that he
need
was
cold
with.
hard facts.
Yeah.
And I'm
They
not
was
actually
more-
saying somebody got to do something in front of me, but I need cold hard facts.
I don't think it's even about that. It's just about humiliating them right
That's
now.
a fact.
It ain't like you go to
That's a
jail.
fact.
Kick a man
It's just
while he
trying to
down.
disrespect
It's a
Shit
him.
like
smear
that.
campaign.
Yeah, smear
And he's
campaign.
never going
Smear
nowhere.
campaign.
He-
Word.
It's a smear
It's about
campaign.
that.
Word.
A smear campaign.
Word.
It ain't- yeah.
G, you got anything?
Puff gonna spin the block though. Puff is a Scorpio like me. He's born the 3rd of November.
Yeah,
I'm born the
Scorpio.
10th. He's born the 3rd. I'm born the 10th.
Wow.
Anybody that crosses, we never forget. We never forget. We never forget.
Kelly, you got anything?
The drill party is here.
Please, do it.
How do you feel now with the ladies and sex being so sexualized in hip hop?
Ladies
more than
are
ever
running
now?
the game. I never seen this much volume of female artists ever in my life. Shouts out to all the females that's doing it, because for a while it was only Nicki. Nicki
Yeah.
kind of revitalized the whole
Word.
female artists in hip hop. It wasn't none. After Kim, Eve, Foxy, and maybe Rod Digger, and then with the likes of Remy, it really wasn't none.
Yeah, they be coming like one by one.
Every
type shit.
fucking day is a new female rapper.
Nice,
so
too.
And
I like
nice
the energy.
and sexy, because sex is
It's
selling
over
now.
sex though. It's over
You
sex.
think it's over? You have OnlyFans and stuff like that?
I mean, I don't have
Let me get
OnlyFans.
the information right now.
What I'm saying is over sex, because rest in peace to Boss. Boss was
Yeah, she just
an
died
artist,
too, word.
and she kind of represented that whole LA gang
What, from
vibe.
the ladies?
Yeah,
Yeah, for the
She from
ladies.
Detroit. She died?
Yeah, she from
just
Detroit.
died.
Wow, she's from Detroit.
Yeah, she's from Detroit though. Yeah, she's
the
so
boss.
Nikki D. You had people out here that showed you another shade of it. Just wasn't twerking, ass popping,
that's right.
selling pussy and lining niggas and backdoor niggas up.
I think Lady London is nice.
Love Lady
Lady London is nice.
Love Lady London.
Yeah.
Classy.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Respectable.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. We need a little bit more of those.
Yeah, that's right.
Sexy Reds is cool. The City Girls is cool. The Asian Dolls is cool. But we need more. A little Lauryn Hill over here.
Yeah. That's a
We
fact.
always gonna need that in hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what the guy?
Nice balance and shit.
Yeah, maybe. You know what I mean? Just you know what I mean?
She make dope
I come from the hood ratchet element, so I can relate to it. I'm familiar with it. I can identify with that too. I just like a little variety sometimes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Bug, you got anything?
Ness.
I think Megan is the best female lyricist right now. Too.
Really?
Megan who?
I think Megan.
Megan Thee Stallion?
It was Nikki. Nikki has
Megan
been.
is dope.
I think
I
Nikki.
think so.
Nikki
I
is
think
dope
she
as
dope.
fuck. I just think that she should have remained
I know what you mean.
upper echelon and never even gave them their energy. It just remained up there
I see what
as
you
the
mean.
top hierarchy,
I see what you
the
mean.
I
top
think
seed.
Megan good.
Once she delved in devil, I think it just kind of, it dirtied up her crown.
And Cardi is one more. Cardi.
I love Cardi, but I'm not too
Cardi
sure
don't write,
that she
though.
write her lyrics.
don't.
Oh, right.
But
We talking about the
she
straight
tells you
lyrics.
she don't.
Now, as
write
far
her
as
stuff.
performing and reciting, she's top tier.
Right.
But you just have a respect for artists more
No, I definitely.
when you know it's
I
their
agree.
thoughts.
Right,
Yeah.
sure.
Fact.
Scarlet, love Scarlet.
Facts.
Love Scarlet.
What you was about to say, Bug?
Ness, a.k.a. Sweaty Murphy. Sweaty Murphy. I'm proud of you, bro.
Thank
know
you,
what I'm
sir.
saying? I love how you rap, do your shit, yo. You a rapper, you do your shit. I need a 16 for us, bro.
A 16?
Yeah, 16.
We get a beat? Or
Nah,
we just,
no beat.
Acapella, but you don't need no beat.
Wait, because I heard you on the come up. Yo, you went crazy for like.
What'd I say?
I was listening to that the other day and I was like, nah, he went bananas.
Yeah, you don't
on
need
this
no beat. Just
freestyle.
give us a 16.
You
no
had a
beat.
beat, but you
no
don't
beat.
need me.
Okay, stand back. I'm about to bust them wide open. Ain't the size of the boat, but the motion in the ocean. I'm about to take them down underwear is potent. The man, the secondhand smoker, have him choking. If I don't like the atmosphere, then I'm rolling. Show him better than I can tell him and look like I'm floating. And why is everybody acting like I own 'em? Playing mind games, fraud like I don't know him. I don't trust niggas far as I can throw them. Getting emails from Puff, calls from Lear Cohen, outspoken. But Rockness, you been outvoted. Even when the odds against me, I'm Rocky Balboa. Flamethrower, heavy hitter, heat holder. To walk around with submachine guns on each shoulder. To even want to be like Mike or be Hova. Niggas think they all G.I. Joe till they meet Cole.
That's right. That's right.
Oh shit! Hold on, I gotta give a round of applause for that video.
Yo, mad people came here to rap, kid.
Yeah.
You bodied that, kid. I ain't
Yeah.
gonna hold you up.
That's a fact.
You just went and did your shit.
Yeah,
That's what I
son.
like, kid.
Yeah.
You will, kid.
Oh,
Word,
man.
word. We fucks with you, kid. You
Salute,
did your
man.
shit.
Thanks
Word.
for asking, bro.
That's a
That's a
fact.
fact.
Thanks for
That's
asking.
for sure.
That's a fact.
sure.
Word.
Yo, Ness.
Yo, make sure y'all follow me on Instagram, man.
I promise you we will, bro.
At Enes_215.
already.
Follow the Cheesecake page also, Enes Cheesecake. I'm on Facebook also, Enes Mathis. On TikTok, Enes Mathis. On Twitter, at 215 Enes. Tune in. I got some projects out. Let Me Borrow This Beat, Luda Chemist, and Enes and Friends. It's my 3 projects I'm working on. Another project currently. It should be out before the spring is over. Before spring break.
Ooh. Oh damn! Oh, you working?
Stay busy.
Ness, man. What I'm just so proud of, or just happy for, is the fact that everything that was thrown at you, you took it, you made it from shit to lemonade. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Got to. We from the urban community.
Yeah.
All we know how is to make nothing into something, man. That's how we do it, man. If Jay-Z said, I see the interview with Jay-Z. He says, I didn't start off to be, I said that my thoughts wasn't to become rich and successful. He said, I had a talent. I recognized my talent, and my strategy and my goal was to live my life through my talent. And you'll never work a day in your life.
Right.
And that's what I have done of late for the past 5 years with the help of my team, my management, and my different business ventures. you are the complete driving force for the way it's going to end up for you.
Right.
And you can't let nobody, you know what I'm saying, knock you off your square. You got to be like the horse with the tassels on his eyes.
Right.
Got to keep moving
Right, with the
forward.
blindness.
That's a fact.
Stay focused.
Got to stay focused, bro.
G, you got anything?
Yeah. Nah, we do, bro. Nah, it's the coming to the end of the show, man.
Yeah.
And you know, we kind of ended off with thanks for coming out. God bless. Good night. Like, comment, and subscribe.
That's a fact.
Thanks for asking.
Yo, this is Detox, G-Vaz, Kelly G, the Drill Fairy, Bug Out, Prime on the boards,
Right.
the one and only E Ness.
Word.
The Thanks for Asking show. We out. Peace.
Word.
Yo, this your boy E Ness, 215 Philly in the building, and you're now locked in with the Thanks for Asking podcast. Make sure y'all hit that sub button, hit that like button, get them subs up, tap in. Thanks for asking, Ness.